There's a kind of war that no one else can see. A war fought in silence, behind your eyes, inside your own mind. Have you felt it? That endless noise. The voice that never stops reminding you of what went wrong. What could fail, what you'll never become. You fight it every day, smiling while you break inside. Exhausted, not from life itself, but from the battle you're waging against your own thoughts. But here's the truth. The enemy isn't your mind. It's your lack of control over it. And there's an ancient discipline, older than language, older than fear, that teaches you how to master it. The old monks called it the Stillness doctrine, a state so deep it turns your thoughts into servants instead of saboteurs. And today, you'll discover exactly how to get there. But there's a cost. To silence the chaos, you must first face the parts of yourself that create it. But before I show you how it works, take a second. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, and share your thoughts below. What is the one thing your mind won't stop thinking about lately? It helps the channel, yes, but more importantly, it shows you're ready to start the journey toward inner peace. Now let's begin. There was once a young man named Marco. He lived in a small mountain village, beautiful, quiet, almost timeless. But inside him, there was no peace. His body was still, but his mind was a storm. Every day, his thoughts ran wild. One moment, he was regretting the mistakes of his past. The next, he was worrying about what might go wrong tomorrow. He couldn't sleep. He couldn't smile. Even in silence, there was noise. The kind that lives inside your head and never stops talking. Marco tried everything to quiet it. He read books. He listened to others. But no matter what he did, the thoughts always returned, stronger than before. It was as if his mind had become a prison built by his own imagination. Then, one day he heard a story. They said far away, in the green hills beyond the forest, lived a man who once was a great psychologist in the city. A man who had studied the mind his entire life, then left everything behind to live in silence and simplicity. People called him the wise one of the hills. They said those who met him often returned different, lighter, calmer, almost reborn. Marco didn't know why, but something in his chest stirred. He felt he had to go. He didn't pack much, just enough to make the journey. And for the first time in months, his restless mind grew quiet. Not from peace, but from hope. After several days of walking under the hot sun and cold stars, he reached a small house covered in vines. It looked alive, like nature itself was guarding the secret inside. There, on the porch, sat the old man. Eyes closed, body still, face peaceful, as if he was listening to the heartbeat of the earth itself. Marco approached softly. "Grandfather," he said, "my mind is restless. I cannot stop thinking. I want peace in my heart. Can you help me?" The old man slowly opened his eyes. They were calm, not the calm of ignorance, but the calm of understanding. He smiled gently. "So you seek peace," he said. "Then come. I will give you a small task." He led Marco to a small yard behind the house. There was a clay jug filled with clear water. The old man poured it into a glass, right to the very brim. Then he handed it to Marco and said, "Walk from here to the end of the village and then return. But remember, you must not spill even one drop." Marco hesitated. It seemed simple, almost childish. But something in the old man's voice told him this was no ordinary test. So he took the glass carefully and began to walk. The road was alive, children laughing, dogs barking, vendors shouting. The wind moved through the trees, carrying the sound of life all around him. But Marco didn't look up. Every step was deliberate, every movement controlled. His entire world shrank to the thin rim of the glass and the trembling water inside it. By the time he returned, his arms were stiff, his heart pounding. But the glass was still full. He smiled for the first time in a long while. "Grandfather," he said, "I did it." Not a single drop was spilled. The old man nodded, his eyes shining with quiet joy. "That's good," he said. "But tell me, did you see the children playing by the road? Did you hear the birds singing above you?" Marco frowned. "No, I didn't notice any of that. I was focused on the glass." The old man's smile deepened. "That," he said softly, "is the secret. You see, when your attention is anchored, when your mind is fully in the moment, the world's noise disappears. There is no past to regret, no future to fear. Only this moment, this breath, this step." For the first time, Marco didn't respond. He just stood there, feeling something shift inside him. as if a door had opened in a place he never knew existed. That night, he couldn't stop thinking, but this time, his thoughts were different. They were calm, slow, alive. He realized that peace was never something to be found outside. It was something to be felt inside. Whenever the mind stops running and finally comes home. Days passed. Marco practiced this stillness. He noticed the sound of his footsteps, the way the morning light touched the mountains, the rhythm of his own breathing. Sometimes, old habits came back, his worries, his fears, his endless overthinking. But now he knew what to do. He would focus on his breath, on the moment, on the single drop of water inside the glass of his mind. And slowly, the storm faded. Neuroscientists today call this present moment awareness. It's the same principle ancient monks taught thousands of years ago. That peace is not the absence of thought, but the art of not being controlled by it. One day, before leaving, Marco thanked the old man. "Grandfather," he said, "now I understand. When I keep my mind in this moment, peace is already here. I don't have to search for it anymore." The old man smiled. The sun was setting, painting the hills in gold. Birds were flying home, and for the first time, Marco felt truly alive. His journey had not ended. It had begun, because peace wasn't something he found in that village. It was something he carried with him, quietly, everywhere he went. And maybe that's the same truth waiting inside you. Peace doesn't come when life gets quiet. It comes when your mind learns how to be still, even when the world is loud. So, tell me, what's the one thing your mind keeps returning to? What's the one thought that won't let you rest? If this story opened something inside you, subscribe for more. And in the comments, write, "I choose peace." Because sometimes, that's where the journey begins. Not with silence outside, but with stillness within.